William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Emma Project, a novel by Sonali Dev, performed by Soneela Nankani. For Devika and Isha, for all the love, the laughs, and the pride. And for Yoko's, of course. Your Atya cannot wait to see you take the world by storm. Chapter 1. Vansh Raje wasn't hypocritical enough to see his life as anything but charmed. Handsome. Vogue had declared him the most gorgeous of his siblings, and even he wouldn't argue populist opinions about beauty with Vogue. Smart. Not book brilliant like his siblings, but cleverer than all of them put together, as his grandmother always assured everyone. And who would argue with a grandmother about the intelligence of her grandchildren? Rich. That, of course, was the most tangible of labels, so no reinforcements of proof were necessary. Add to that a loving, fine, make that doting family, and a contagiously sunny disposition that was his greatest asset, and Vansh had made it halfway into his 20s without ever facing anything to throw him off his admittedly spectacular game. "Well, don't you look all pleased with yourself, baby prince?" Naina Kohli said. She had known Vansh his whole life, and had the only voice on earth that had this particular impact on him. A potent combination of reprimand and amusement that made Vansh want to wipe his face like a toddler caught eating dirt, while also making him feel like no one else ate dirt quite as impressively as he did. "And don't you look resplendent, Nightlina?" he said, raising his glass of celebratory bubbly at her. A flash of anger slipped past her guarded brown eyes. She hated her given name, enough to have legally changed it at 18. Vansh was the only person on Earth who got away with using it anymore, and he only used it when that tone of hers made the otherwise non-existent orneriness bubble up inside him. Then she smiled and did a quick half-turn, showcasing her charcoal gray silk pantsuit. "Not bad for the spurned ex, huh?" she offered. "Not at all bad for the spurned fake ex," he countered. She shrugged as though she cared not a bit for anything, least of all that distinction. They drank to that, and took in the night sky reflected in the pool on Vansh's parents' estate. Naina had chanced upon him here after Vansh had made his way to the private alcove behind the pool house to get away from the 1,000-odd guests celebrating his brother's historic election win. Yash, Vansh's oldest sibling, had just won California's gubernatorial race in one of the closest elections in recent history, also known as a bloodbath. Or that's how it had felt in that last week of campaigning, when Yash's opponent had dropped the gloves and every modicum of decency and gone after Yash as a liar, a cheat, and when nothing else worked, as a foreign-funded, idol-worshipping philanderer. The only reason Yash had been able to pull off the win was because he'd convinced the people of California that he could make law and order work without compromising social justice. Yash had brought the leaders of the Black Justice Movement and the police union leaders to the negotiating table. A meeting Vansh had pulled together for Yash, thank you very much, because Vansh had been friends with the leader of the union from his Peace Corps days. "Do you think they have something a little stronger? Or a lot stronger?" Naina asked.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?